Hey everyone, TimaeuSS here. Welcome to another Etheria restarted video, and today we are going to take a look at the changes in the latest Pride 1 tier list, because yes, a lot of things have been updated. So let's take a look at everything that's changed in the newest version, because we did get 2 new characters and a lot of characters went up and down as well with some of the change log. So I'm gonna have my thoughts shared in this video, and let's take a look. Well, right off the bat, we are in, of course, this is gonna be the default generic PvE component. Okay, you can see that in terms of DPS, guess who's at the top? Yes, that's right, Didding, and absolutely deserved. I do have my Didding built up as well if you look at it in game, and he is putting a lot of work into Termaton clear. So yeah, he's level 25, 6-star, 555 fully upgraded, and this is the stats I have on him when he is putting in work. So 196 speed, a bit faster now in my old build, and yeah, he's gonna do a lot of damage, and we do need that damage because it's super important to DPS race against some of the bosses, because they are quite overtuned. Now, another tier 0 is going to be Messiah. So Messiah is honestly, I would say, the strongest damage dealer in the game, because not only can you use him for PvE, you can also use him for PvP. So the application for him across every single different game mode is so significant that if you have a few copies of Messiah and you funnel all of your resources into him, you're going to be able to build him and essentially clear a lot of content, and not having to change gears or change the characters around him, because he's going to put in so much work. Now, in terms of the debuffs, we did get a new unit in Holden. He is super good, actually. A more debuff-centric character that is able to apply quite a few key debuffs. You can see here that he's defense scaling, which is so important, and the pushback is very nice, alongside a 2-turn attack down, okay, and resist down. If attacks land critical hit, the chance is double, so 100% chance to apply, and of course also defense down. So with all of that, he is seeing a ton of play right now, especially in Termaton, okay, and a very good choice for Aurora as well, since the AoE strip that he's able to do. Similarly, we can have Heinrich, who does a lot of similar things, able to strip buff block, which is even more important, but Heinrich is not going to be naturally as tanky, whereas because of the defense scaling, Holden can definitely fit that role of being a super tanky boy. Now, another tier 0 unit is going to be Kloss. Kloss is so strong at the moment because post-patch note buff change from the CBT to the release, the speed down is applied instead of a ramping speed down from the hacked in, right? So it's very front-loaded, and for Termaton, it's very nice. It is very nice to see, and of course having that debuff and delaying the enemy on the S2 is going to be really good. Generically for PvE, you'll see him in Doki Doki, you see him Termaton, not so much for Aurora, but for PvP you'll see that as well. And there's only one tier 0 character across every single content right now, okay, you can see, and that is going to be Lily. That's right, Lily is absolutely the most goated character, and yeah, she just does so much, pushing your unit, granting them an extra turn, resetting their cooldowns, and also the S1 bring them as an assist. You can bring Messiah, you can bring Didding for extra damage, you can bring debuffs. We saw in the previous Content Creator Cup, a Lily plus Kraken is actually so insane because the defense down, constantly proccing. Of course, you can bring Sanya, which we'll talk about, and that is Shadow Sanya. And in terms of sustains, we don't have a lot of choices, but Sanya, I always thought she was tier 0 even post nerf, so she's moving up again, and we do have the generic tier 0 now in Valerian, and she's so good. I've been building my Valerian. You can see my stat priorities is that she is basically a very slow. You want her a bit slow and very tanky, okay? I like to have her a bit slower, but hey, you know what, this works out for me on Diamond Heart, so even more tanky damage, tanky shield, and yeah, she just needs to sit at 30k plus 35k plus HP, and she's going to keep your team alive. Again, because we're in such a DPS race meta at the moment in PvE, having Valerian being super tanky will make sure that the enemies are not going to be able to one-shot her. And a lot of times, for example, in Doki, she'll save an ally, and then she'll sit her ass down, and then use her S3. Make sure you upgrade and max her S3 though, and equalize the HP, and the enemy might go on her instead, and then she can have invincibility, and because she's slow, doesn't matter if she gets pushed back. So yeah, you'll see her a lot. Now, in terms of the other tier 0.5 units. We got Rahu with defense scaling, a very tanky character. I would say in PvP though, things a bit tough for bruisers at the moment because of a revelation. They just melt essentially. And we did get Rosa moved down a tiny bit just because yeah, there's so many choices in Aurora even. Dating brute forces Aurora. So that's why you'll see her lag slightly behind in comparison. Shada is definitely a character that is creeping up in terms of the damage she's able to output. In Aurora, she's nice. She has a chance to get rid of the immunity, of course. And then Doki, she's really good because she can steal buffs. And with the right teammates, such as Doki herself, she is able to just permanently S3. However, to note, the post-patch fix, there is no insane abnormal buff that made Shada do like 500% damage or something. That is no longer applicable. So yeah. If that still stayed up, Shada is the damage dealer for Doki. Now we have Sanya, who honestly I think once people reach Inferno, will find her as the strongest damage character. Just because with Sanya and Lily, that is honestly one of the only ways you can clear Inferno on some of the shell bosses, as well as on some of the boss stages right now, okay? It's so HP bloated and overtuned at the moment that it's too difficult for newer players that reach level 50 or 55 to tackle these bosses right at the beginning. So Shadow Sonya stocks are going up, and that paired up with Lily is going to be the way to go. And honestly, I would probably put her at tier 0 just due to the amount of endgame application. Now for the rest, we got the debuffers in Dina and Gray, who are essentially defense down, and Dina for single target is going to help you do more damage, and support for Freya is still widely used. The buffs, the defensive buffs, offensive buffs, the heals, and action bar manipulation is still very nice. And sustain, we got Hellkit with the massive shield, and Mia with the cooldown decrease, and also just keeping the rest of the team alive with cleanse as well. Makes her a very good stall character in a lot of the PvE module bosses. So overall, it's very nice, but again, in comparison to the other three, it's a bit more difficult, especially we're shifting towards a Sonya dot meta for a lot of the PvE content. Everyone else, I won't go too much into detail at the moment because yeah, I want to keep this video short. But if you are more interested in of the tier 1 and lower characters, let me know, because later on these characters will definitely see more and more play. But just right now, as we're stepping into some of the end game things, there's only a few options looking at how you want to progress through difficult stages. But yes, the new Hoyan is sitting at the tier 2. Yeah, there's just a lot more stronger characters that are available. Anyhow, it's TimaeuSS here. Thank you so much for watching this video, and let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye now.